Alright guys, here we go. Here's a third game between CheckPrime and Fenix. So yes, this time we are on Shakur's Plateau. Here is CheckPrime spawning as our pink Zerg player in the bottom right position, and in the upper left we do have Fenix as the red Terran player. So yes, Terran versus Zerg, Fenix versus CheckPrime, game numeral trace, and we are on Shakur's Plateau. Howdy ho. So yes, CheckPrime, wow, been pretty impressive the past couple of games, and you know, last game too, coming from being pretty significantly behind his opponent Fenix with some really strong opening marine harass, first taking out the natural expansion, then taking out a third, really put CheckPrime in a tough position, but with some good counterattacks and some solid engagements, stopping the third push from Fenix dead in its tracks, really helped pull CheckPrime back in the game. And once he moved into those Brood Lords, man, Fenix was not ready for it. So CheckPrime going with that extractor trick, sitting him at a little bit extra supply, if only momentarily. Then the Overlord did pop there. Back over here, of course, Fenix will be going with that wall off. Let's keep an eye out as to what his opening is going to be. Again, we did see him open up with a 2 racks last game. He could try that again this game. It's certainly a possibility, but we will have to wait and see. Looks like he may just be opening up 1 racks to start with, and let's of course keep an eye out to see. Yes, there is a refinery. Now, he did get the refinery at 12 supply, delaying that extra SCV. I'm almost thinking that we might be seeing a Reaper opening. It is a possibility. That's about the timing that you would look to see for that, but let's just keep an eye out as to what CheckPrime is doing over here. He did go quick expansion, and then of course we'll be seeing pool extractor or extractor pool. Which one will he opt for first? The idea between the two, wow, that was a hard word for me. The idea between the two is that if you go extractor first, you get the metabolic boost faster, but if you go pool first, you can kind of work a little bit harder on your drone count, so it's a little more econ friendly, I would say, in terms of the minerals early game. SCV Scout for Fenix moving across the map right now. You did notice, of course, he did not check cross-positional because that is not possible. Your opponent cannot spawn directly north or south of you on this map. It will either be directly across or diagonal of you. So yes, those are the only 2 options, and there's the Tech Lab. So here is that Reaper opening. Oh boy, am I good calling the Reaper opening, but yes, with the 12 racks, 12 refinery, and that is a popular build order for starting out with that Reaper. And that Reaper opening typically followed by an expansion, which I expect to see built inside of his main. He could try to follow it up with some additional harassment as well. That's possible, but more likely than not, that will be an expansion. So let's take a look over here. Now, we do have the fact CheckPrime did scout out that Tech Lab. He is expecting the Reaper now. We can see as a result coming out with 6 Zerglings as opposed to the 2 to 4. He's also got that second Queen coming on through as well, so he should be adequately prepared for when that Reaper comes out. 1 Reaper making its way on through, 2nd Reaper coming as well, and here goes that expansion drop. Again, I mentioned why he would probably build it inside of his main, and this is kind of a likely position as well because it's a little bit closer for when you lift it off, but it's much safer to build it inside of your main and then push out after the fact. And here we go, Reaper moving out with that SCV, and actually the SCV is pulling back home. Would like him to stick around though. It helps to have that SCV as a buffer to help deal with those speedlings. Now, just sitting with the 6, he's got the Queen coming, and ooh, the Reaper gets away just taking 1 hit. He's already gotten 1 kill. Not sure how much more he'll be able to get at the moment though. Might wait for his second buddy to come help, and with this engagement obviously can hop up here as well and just kind of do all sorts of harassment. We'll be sitting here on the high ground. Oh man, so abusive, these Reapers, so much fun. Actually, if you don't know, in Heart of the Swarm, I believe last I heard they said they're going to look to completely rework the Reaper. Used to be very popular opener, but you don't see it quite nearly as often. Used to be almost every game in TVP, but anyways, yes, here we go. Reaper's moving forward. We'll start to try to do some damage. It's going to take 3 shots from the Reaper to kill off a single worker, and trying to micro around, and look at that full surround. Very nice. CheckPrime, that was pretty cool there. Having his guys sit idle, waiting to get into that extractor, waiting for them to get, waiting for the Reapers to get in a position, and then just fully surrounding, letting those speedlings catch up as well. So there you go, CheckPrime stopping that Reaper harass dead in its tracks. We do have the factory coming on out, and we'll be, of course, moving into Infernal Preigniter. I was just about to say tanks, but no, we'll be following up that Reaper harass with some Infernal Preigniter, the Blue Flame Hellion harassment. We do have a second factory coming out. Ooh, Fenix could very well be going to mech heavy play now. With this second factory, he'll be able to churn out a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. So, in all honesty, with this, I expect him to wait till he has somewhat of a sizable force. You can see a pretty popular push moving out. It's kind of a big range, but I'd say between 6 and 12 of those Blue Flame Hellions. If you can support surprise the Zerg player with that at the moment right before they have the mutas in play, then you can really devastate them. But look at this, CheckPrime does have roaches. Now obviously roaches are going to be a hard counter for those infernal pre-igniter Hellions. Those Hellions pretty much do no damage to the roach, and they're very vulnerable to them as well. The big advantage, though, is obviously that with these Hellions, you can completely bypass the roaches. But I don't think CheckPrime's going to give him that opportunity because he is pushing out right now very aggressively. He has got lots of roaches right now, sitting with 8 roaches in play, moving across the map. And right now, this is not looking too good for Fenix. He has just got Hellions in play and 1 Marine, and this is a little scary. So trying to bypass the roaches, he does want to counterattack, but down to just those 2 Hellions. And here comes that roach push. Now we do see that tank coming out. The tank is going to be pretty much the only good thing that he has to deal with right now. Also trying to come out with a Banshee to try to help this as well. And here you go. See you later, Depot pushing right into the main, and he's going to need to try to engage with that. But here we go, Hellions. He will be trying to counteract and do as much damage as possible to this resource line, and actually just calling the GG. Short and sweet recap for you here. We had Fenix open up with some Reaper harassment, and we're going to see CheckPrime with a great response here, gathering up all of his workers, waiting till those Reapers got in position, and watch that full surround. Very nice play there by CheckPrime. Fenix decided to follow up that opener of Reaper Harass with an expansion and some Blue Flame Hellions. Unfortunately for Fenix, though, CheckPrime completely countering that with some early Roach aggression for his open. Realizing his Hellions would do nothing, Fenix tried to move out with them to counterattack and do some economic damage to CheckPrime. Unfortunately, though, only managing to get 2 Hellions out, and with some good response here by CheckPrime, Fenix was not able to do enough damage and forced to call the GG. Thank you guys so much for watching. That does it for the commentaries for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed this StarCraft 2 for Tuesday. As always, guys, if you like the content, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.